motive behind it, because I can tell you for sure that I saw a complete destabilization of this country during that initiative, during that policy. And even up until now, I don't see the point of it, because at the end of the day, we're still using the old currencies, which seems to have continued to stay in circulation. So I don't see why the new monies were printed. And printed at such a time the country was about to go into a national election, and that policy was made and carried out with immediate effect. You know, the behaviors that happen here, it seems they are coming from personal vendettas and personal interest, not necessarily if it is what the people require, or if anybody's looking at how those behaviors or policies will affect us in general. But here we are. This case is ongoing, and apparently the CBN did not approve a national redesign of the currency. Well, moving on, human rights complaints have surged by 27% amid economic hardship. This is coming from the NHRC. Is anybody surprised? Really? 27% amid economic hardship? In the same instance, we are having political officials lose their chill on the streets, fighting cabmen, fighting motor users, fighting vendors. We are experiencing this. We're experiencing people who are using the security agents to attack people they feel like maybe they're criticizing them or saying things that they would rather not hear. So it's easier to pick them up with the authorities in the same country where the police talking to citizens on camera and admitting that they would waste their lives and nothing will happen. This particular system, you're wondering, I don't think it's 27%. I'm of the opinion that it's way higher than that. And of course, this particular increase in human rights violation is the much we can count in the past couple of months. So who is to say what's going to happen in the future? Because we've had people who have been abused by government come back out to apologize. Case in quote, Alex Ikwete, his victim, the cab guy, who he was allegedly, not allegedly because we saw him on camera assault that guy, right? The guy eventually came back out to apologize to the House of Reps member. So we are living in a system. Just yesterday I told you that the governor of Sokoto State arrested a young woman, 18 years old, Hamdiat, the young woman who called his government out to consider the insecurity and the loss of lives that have is raising its head in the north, especially in Sokoto. And the governor had security agents pick up this young woman. And what the issue with her, the title of her case in court was that she was trying to embarrass the government of Aliyu, who is a governor of Sokoto State. This is a real thing. Like, this is still ongoing because she was granted bail last week by the court. And on her way home from the court, she was abducted by loyalists of same governor Aliyu of Sokoto State because they wouldn't let her go. How dare she embarrass the government? We have seen our country persecute minors and charge them with treason and trying to upturn government in an end bad governance and hunger protest. You can't make these things up. These are real Nigerian stories, and they are not like far-fetched. These things are major. We have IGPs and major security experts and heads in Nigeria making comments on things like this and telling you why they have to be so. And also in the same language, we have terrorists trying to run people out of their states in this country, ongoing presently. So one wonders if the priorities are where they are supposed to be, or is someone playing some sort of game? Well, let's also tell you still on the Premium Times this morning that Nigerian government has admitted that the Lukarawas are not new. They are not new in Nigeria and vows to crush it. The Nigerian military and the Nigerian government has admitted that the Lukarawas are not a new terrorist group and has vowed to crush their emergence. Okay, so they are not a new terrorist group. That makes me feel so much better. All right, let me move over. Let's find some other interesting headlines. Let's move over to the Daily Post this morning. Let's see what's on the news. Diabetes, we are waiting for death. Over 6 million Nigerians are battling for life as the cost of healthcare skyrockets. Again, is there really any shockers here? Is anybody surprised right now that over 6 million Nigerians are waiting to say goodbye to their lives? I mean, you can barely get to move yourself from point A to B. You can barely feed yourself and your families. So I don't know. Are we still do we still have medical problems in this country? Because I see everybody trying their conscious best to not get sick. It's a real thing. You can't be sick. You can't be sick. Whatever you're doing, don't get sick. You know, my guest here yesterday, Mr. Anthony Mochuku, he always reiterates that if you go to the government hospitals, you know, the ones set up that by the government, you know, which is basically where everybody goes. When you go there, for you to get a physician to look at you, you have to purchase a card. And these cards are not cheap. They are really expensive. It costs 7 to 8,000 naira to just get the card from the hospitals, and then you get to see the doctors. And trust me, I had to take care of a sick child not very long ago. I can tell you that the hospitals are not even letting you purchase the medication that they give you from where it is cheaper. Some of these hospitals make sure that you purchase this medication from them. It doesn't matter the price that they give to you, but you must purchase it from their premises, from their outlets. So it seems like, as a Nigerian, it's like you can't seem to catch a break. You wake up every day. The system is built to be against you. The system is structured in such a way that you are always the victim of this system. And one wonders, at what point does Nigeria favor the average Nigerian guy who has no power, who has no money, who is just a regular everyday Nigerian? One wonders if there's anything in Nigeria for such a person. Well, let's move forward. Still on the Lukarawas, on the Daily Post this morning, Gumi Shetima differ on routing new insurgent group. What's with the confusion? Why is everybody confused about this Lukarawa in the this group of terrorists? Why is everybody confused about them? The federal government has just admitted that it's not a new terrorist group, so it means for some reason everybody knows their presence here. I'm speaking of the political class now, because apparently these people are not strange to them. Now, that's not where the crux of the matter is. The crux of the matter is, why did we have to wait till they take over a military base in Niger State? Why did we have to wait till they started causing mayhem in the north? They have run 5 communities out of their state, out of their homes. Five communities run out of their homes, right? They have gone on social media to advertise that young northerners join them as new recruits. I've never heard this before. I've never heard that a terrorist group is recruiting openly on social media in a country, asking citizens to come and join them. I've never heard this. Like, I've heard all kinds of things, right? I've never heard this before. And instead of an immediate quick action from the government, what we are getting here is finger pointing and going back and forth with the lives of Nigerians. You really need to look at this stuff. You really need to look at this stuff. Let's see if there's more interesting stories that we can pick up here on the Daily Post. All right, let's see. Nigerian governors, okay, Nigerian governors' wives vow to fight gender-based violence against women. All right, that is a welcome development. I think I saw an invitation from the wife of the Enugu State Governor, Mrs. Nkechinyere Mba, where there is an organized summit. Right, there is an organized summit for gender-based violence. Of course, this invitation, I think I should probably read it out to you. Empowering voices, enriching communities, and bridging gaps through media engagement. This is called the NAWOJ Southeast Zonal Media Summit. All right, this is empowering voices, enriching communities, bridging gaps through media engagement. All right, this is going to happen at the Oakland Hotel at Ebano Tunnel. This is calling all female journalists in Enugu to also be there that day. It's going to happen on, let me see if I can find that date, 15th of November 2024. Calling all media outlets and female journalists in Enugu State to please attend and support Her Excellency Mrs. Nkechi Nyiramba, the First Lady of Enugu State, and of course, also coming to this particular summit is also Her Excellency Mrs. Priscilla Chidima Oti. Okay, that is the wife of the governor of Abia State, will be present. Her Excellency Mrs. Nonyerem Soludo, the wife of Anambra State Governor, will be here as well. Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Uzamaka Nwifuru Mary Madeline will also be here. Okay, she was a very close friend while we were in the university, so I am going to be there as well. Professor Menketi is going to be a keynote speaker at the event as well. Do try to keep a date with the governor's wife on the 15th of November. That is today. All right. Okay, let's also consider to look at the Punch newspaper, see if there's interesting headlines that we can pick up there. Tinubu may present 43, okay, that's 47 trillion naira 2025 budget to the National Assembly today. There's a lot going on today. We hope that 47 trillion naira 2025 budget will contain allocations that will concern Nigeria for the first time. We hope that that 47 trillion naira won't just be going to things that are more personal to the government. We hope that when we see that budget, it will contain Nigerians in it. All right, moving forward, 4 Kogi varsity lecturers have been dismissed for sexual misconduct. All right, that is in good taste. Right, moving ahead, ex-military head Lagbaja, the military pays last respect, and the burial is to hold today. A lot of things are happening in the country today. It's Friday, so most events are taking place today around the country. Find where you can go and support and be civic and do what you need to do for our dear country. Right, let's see what we can grab from the Vanguard news this morning if they are willing to show up. All right, the Vanguard is a no-show. Let's take you to our investigated stories. This is where it gets really good. All right, let's take from the Sahara Reporters. Nobody dares Tinubu and gets away with it. National Security Advisor Ribadu, that is Nuhu, warns the Lukarawa terrorists. All right, so they are receiving a lot of warnings from parastatals and officials and the federal government. We want to see these uh, warnings become actions. We want to hear that they are out of this country for once. We still have the Boko Haram very present here. We negotiated with the Boko Harams. Uh, we paid ransom to the Boko Haram. In fact, it was so good. Muhammad Buhari's government rehabilitated uh, most of these Boko Haram members back into the society. I mean, their sins were forgiven. Their sins of terrorism were forgiven in Nigeria, and they were rehabilitated into the state. and they were sponsored and taken care of with state funds. You know, this kind of stories, you really cannot make them up. These are real Nigerian stories coming out from here. So I'm thinking that one should be hearing that the Lukarawas are being run out of the nation, not that they are receiving warnings. I mean, warnings, warnings. Anyways, we hope that they don't grow as much wings as their compatriots, right? All right, still from the Sahara reporters this morning, millions of dollars meant for Boko Haram fight have been invested in U.S. luxury real estate tied to ex-Nigerian security advisor Sambo Dasuki. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? So, our insecurity is definitely not um, a God-given situation. It's people who are doing it. So we have our security heads, we have heads of our security agencies who are squandering the monies that were supposed to be used to reform and to support these agencies to make sure that the members of these agencies, uh, officers of these agencies are in a good place and in a good spirit to actually protect the lives and properties of Nigerians. Only for me to read to you this morning, just 11 hours ago, that the millions of dollars meant for Boko Haram fight to tackle the Boko Haram was invested in U.S. luxury real estate tied to ex-Nigerian security advisor Sambo Dasuki. Right? Right. It's a real thing. Still from the Sahara reporters, 15 hours ago, Tinubu's government proposes 47 trillion naira 2025 Nigerian budget, up from 27 trillion that it was in 2024. That is almost double of last year's budget. Right. Now, last year's budget is bereft of subsidy payments because we have taken subsidy away from three major concerns in Nigeria. That is electricity, that is foreign exchange, that is fuel, that is petroleum, oil and gas. Now, with subsidies gone in these three major sectors, one wonders what a double of the budget will be used for this time around. I'm curious. I want to see the budget. I want to know what's in it. So I will be here the moment I can get my hands on that budget. You can trust me to tell you what's in it, and let's see where all of that money seems to be going this time around. All right, let's see where that money will be going this time around. Still from the Sahara reporters this morning, Tinubu has appointed former Atiku presidential campaign spokesperson Bola Mohammed as his special advisor, and three other director generals have also been appointed. Right, this is it this morning. And it turns out more will be appointed as well as Nigerians react to this. And of course, Mazi, my friend, sends in a text message as regards to this and says, you just need to write on your CV how much you do not like the opposition, and you might have a chance with the Tinubu's government. All right. Okay, let's see. Oga Mayor says three directors appointed, three Yorubas appointed. It seems this government is only for the Yorubas. Okay, that's on the comment we have here. All right, Chidi Nwafo says, aside from Bala, Tinubu also appointed Olawale Oladapo as the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Abisoye Fagade for the role of Director General as the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, and also Adebowale Adedokun as the Director General for the Bureau of Public Procurement. All right, we've seen these preferred appointments. You know, when it comes to tri- tribal affiliations. We've seen it before. It happened in the former administration, and now we've seen it again. In fact, most people would say that the most versatile of presidential appointments was that done by the Obasanjo administration. But necessarily, most Nigerians really don't care who the job was given to. What I think most Nigerians care about is if the people who are given the jobs are responsible enough to take up those offices and do what they're supposed to do. Be responsible, be accountable for the responsibilities that they've been given. Honestly, we have some of the best minds in this country, but we don't seem to see them take up positions where they are able to give up their full, what they know in full capacity. They are not able to perform to the best of their abilities, because most times they're not even given the chances. And with this particular administration, most of the appointments are people with very weird characters. If you really go back into uh, their their background, if you go back to their history, you would find out some of them have a history of criminal charges. Most of them have criminal charges against them in the past, embezzlement and weird criminal behaviors attached to their person. But for some reason they make it back to government for some qualification that I'm still not able to put my hands on. MC Oluomo has won NURTW uh, chairperson again, this time around. And this is a man who was caught on national TV threatening other Nigerians, making some
Good
out.
morning, Melvin.
Good morning to you.
This is Charles from Africa.
You're welcome, Charles.
How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How about you?
I'm fine. Talking
Carry
about
on.
the 18-year-old girl that was brought to court for embarrassing the governor.
Oh, yes.
It's almost it's not an African phenomenon because sometime last year or 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
Buhari's wife ordered the arrest of an undergraduate who made a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is
post on her
true.
that she was feeding fat on the people when the people are going hungry.
I remember.
DSS operatives arrested that boy and tortured him.
I
When, he
remember.
was, when there was an outcry, boy was eventually released.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, in Uganda now, there was a guy that made a post on TikTok about the president has been arrested. You understand? And
Yes.
he's likely to face either 7 years in prison. So
Mm.
this is an African phenomenon. I mean, if we are, and the way we are even going, we're not even going to stop it because the people who talk are not either they are paid or they are giving something to do. This one I heard that the Tanep Wire is now to get an appointment.
Yes, he
This
has
is the
been.
guy that was telling us that Tinubu is Tinubu that this that this. Today he's now working with Tinubu. You know, so we are in a country whereby there are people of let me say people that have moral high standing who will come out and speak this and stand. There was a time we had people like Gani Fayemi. When Gani Fayemi talk, people listen. We don't have people again in Nigeria.
Why do
So
you think that is?
no, we don't have, well, I don't know. We don't have people like that. You see, before you will stand up and talk, you must be sure that you're morally upright.
Mm.
When Gandhi was talking, he was morally upright. That was why nobody could stop him. Recently, there was a time to give the let a protest. After he was giving 2 or 3 slaps, he stopped.
Yes.
Because he's not morally upright. Tell a boy tried it, they said that thing, gave him 1 or 2 slaps. He stopped. Those are who don't do things. Nobody talks about it again because it's not morally upright. So only people that are morally upright that can stand up and lead a protest or that can stand up. The military would have killed Gary, but because he was sound, everybody was supporting him. They couldn't do anything to him. I don't want to get it.
I am with you.
So as long as those people who are morally standing right, if you go to the Bible, there was something the Bible says about you. The Bible says, let me quote from verse. There was a man in the land of Uz called Job,
Mm-hmm.
and that man was perfect, upright, feared God, and eschewed evil. things were said about Job. He was perfect, he was upright, he feared God and eschewed. That described or described Ganefayem.
Yeah.
Ganefayem was perfect, he was upright, he feared God, he eschewed evil. Granted, they don't know whether you were a Muslim, whether you were a Christian, whether you were a Hindu. Once he knows that, or once he knew that you are doing the right, he will stand by you. You will lack such men today in Nigeria. That's why today someone will be in PDP, the next thing you see him in APC. After some time, you will see him in Africa. The next thing is the Labour Party. Once we have here political fugitives moving around up and down. Then finally, talking about Nigeria's budget of 47.1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot.
Let me tell you, Mel, it's not a lot. Let me tell you today.
Mm-hmm.
Harvard University, their current budget, 2024 budget, university, you know their budget?
Mm-hmm.
Their budget is $6.4 billion. The budget of Harvard University runs the entire Southeast and South-South. 6.4 billion is about 10 trillion naira.
Mm-hmm.
In the university, Harvard University, that's their current budget.
But you're looking at this from also what it is that Harvard is able to also do to generate such revenue for themselves. You understand? People give them grants, so apparently they can afford such a budget. But how much are Nigerians making presently? You must also put that into consideration.
People like Jeff Bezos, you know, people like Bill Gates, give them grants because they are doing something.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But look at our country. Look at our country, Charles. We are renovating residents. We are purchasing cars. You know, we just build house for judges. Where our money is going and what we're expecting back is not correlating. That's what I'm trying to say.
That is we're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Because they are doing something with it. Nobody will come and give you money when you know you are going to misuse it in Nigeria. No right thinking person will come out and say, you take this $1 million, take this. People like Bill Gates fund researches on malaria, COVID-19, you know, HIV/AIDS and all that. They bring them on institutions to do research on those things. Because within Nigeria, people like all those universities like Oxford, people give them grants, give them aid, give them money. Last year, Harvard University declared a surplus of $45 million from their budget. You know the $45 million. So until we get people who are ready to do right, okay, now let me ask you, you say something went about Adult University. Have you ever heard that Adult University has ever had a budget?
Do Nigerian universities have budgets?
That is the issue now. But what they all have to come and say is give us money, increase our this, give us
even the ASU money, they've not even seen the money. These are the issues. Even ASU, as we speak, has not seen the money. None of those monies have been remitted to them back. So
the acceptance fee you are paying, when you are paying, all those acceptance departmental, all those for charges, you get that they're spending.
That's the problem. Is there even regulation? Who do they report to? Where does all that money go to? You know.
Let me stop here. Let me just stop here. Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning to you, Charles. Good morning to you, Charles. We have ample time. If you are lucky, you'll be able to join us on the program this morning. We are 20 minutes into 10 o'clock this morning. If you want to join the program, you can call us live or you can join me straight on YouTube. It's High Voltage News. You can like, subscribe, and share. Call 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570-8347 to be a part of the program. All right. If you begin to look at the Nigerian problem, you realize that it's in layers. And the moment you begin to peel them off, there's so much more coming out. You know, Charles said something about the education sector and what they are doing with their monies. Who regulates the education sector? How does the regulation work? Good morning.
Hello. Hello. Good morning.
You're welcome. What's your name and location, please? You're welcome, Emmanuel.
How are you doing?
It's okay. It's okay. How about you? Welcome.
I want to comment on the headline that says Nigeria knew about Zakarawa.
True story.
It's not new. What since then? What did they do? What have they done since then? What did they do?
Mm-hmm.
They knew that this terrorist organization has been in existence for years in Nigeria. What did they do? What did they do? They just keep quiet. They just kept quiet. Nothing. No measures. No proactive measures to deal with them. Now they have started wreaking havoc. They are now starting making, the government started making maps from Mountain State. What are they making? What are they making maps? What are they making maps for? Huh? But Nigeria government, they are not serious with our security. Our security. They are not serious. I must confess. Organization, terrorists, Akarawa can recruit youth.
Mm-hmm.
What are you giving to our security agencies
I've not
as an
heard.
incentive,
I've not heard.
for them to carry on their duty? What are the incentives you are giving to people?
Mm-hmm.
If terrorists can gather that kind of mind to lure you
Mm-hmm.
with 1 million now, what our government what are they doing? What are they doing to help our security agencies? What incentives are they giving to our security agencies to be able to combat this terrorist organization? And they are there making, Roberto is there making nonsense. I don't know what to say. Because they are taking it with Nigerian life. That is it. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
You too, Emmanuel. Have a great day as well. All right, these are the issues. Okay, Emmanuel makes a good point. Emmanuel makes a good point. If terrorists are offering their supposed new recruits 1 million naira to join them, this is bold. On social media, they are calling for the youths in the north to come and join the Lukarawas, offering them 1 million naira and offering them, incentives and things. I never heard, that a terrorist organization would have the boldness to do that in a country, a democratic country that has a functional military system, and this is happening, and we're dealing this is happening in a country where the our security agents are earning below minimum wage. Like I have to bring my voice down because it's quite shameful. The security agents, when the army puts up space to let people in, they come back and complain that most young Nigerians do not want to join the security agencies. The police are complaining that they do not get enough, young people trying to join the security forces. The army is complaining. The immigration is complaining. These agencies are complaining that Nigerians are not interested in joining the security forces. Why would anybody want to join the security agencies? Have you seen our security agents out there? Do you want to look like that? Are they a good example is do they look respectful? Do they look do they look happy enough, sufficient that they would go out and fight criminals for you? Do they look well protected themselves? Do they look confident enough that you can entrust your life in their hands? So one would think that we would hear some bonus incentive for joining the army, and we would see a rush of young people, because there are so many people in this country who need jobs. There are too many employable young people in this country who don't have any jobs at all. So, what is the plan? Is the security agents, are they going to get any sort of improvement whereby Nigerians will begin to see it as, something that they can, come to terms with? Is it something that Nigerians can say, you know what, I want to serve my fatherland? This army, we have, there's a way they carry themselves. There's respect. There is, you can actually earn a living. You can earn a living. is transparent, you can move, you can be promoted. Can there be transparency in our security forces so that young Nigerians can also go into securing Nigeria? Because it wouldn't be strangers that would do it for us. But with the face of our security, a child in Nigeria say they wanted to be in the security force. They wanted to be in the armed forces in this country. It's not usually something that young Nigerians are enthusiastic about. Could that be because of the way that our security agents carry themselves, the way they appear, the way we interface with them on the streets? Because it's quite different. I know me a bunch of couple foreign soldiers, and there's so much respect to being able to serve your fatherland in that capacity. They are respected, they are well catered for, they are well cared for. The police, it's a respectable job, it's a respectable, but here it seems the reverse is the case. So I'm thinking that if the government is able to reform the security department of this country. Good morning. You're welcome. Your name and location, please. Oh, good morning, sir.
The government does not need to owe you
Really?
financially for you to join
Okay.
any security forces. It is wrong. No government does that.
I'm not saying who with the money. I'm saying can it translate in probably their salaries and allowances,
That
so
is
that
they can do something.
okay.
They can, but government offering incentive for you to join the army. Then there's no dedication. There's no dedication. This is something that you commit yourself to.
But what is the motivation to commit yourself to it? There has to be something in it for you.
People that does it in the other way, in the other world, does it because you are dedicated to selfless service. You are dedicated to selfless service. So government cannot come out and be dashing people money for them to become a soldier or to become a
so can hungry people dedicate themselves to this selfless service?
That's what I'm saying. Government should create an enabling environment for them to work. That is only what government can do. Create an enabling environment for them to work, because this thing is not something. Your life is at stake. Your life is at stake. You dedicate your life. Once you are there, you are sure that you are dedicating your life for others. You are dedicating your life for others. But this issue now is sending a wrong signal. This thing now is sending. Government should track wherever that
Lukarawa.
What they are.
Lukarawas.
They should track them and make sure that the process of bringing people does not work.
How can the government stop this? How can they stop the recruitment?
One thing you have about government is that government holds the structure.
Okay.
If government want to dismantle any structure, they will dismantle it.
Oh, really?
Except if their hands are involved in it. If they want to stop it, who will give you the license to operate? Is it not the same government? If they shut down the airspace now, what will you do? You do nothing.
Oh, wow.
So government should act fast, not very hasty.
But you have seen it's only warnings that's coming out from the government, like warnings coming from Nuhu Ribadu, warning coming from the federal government, warning coming from other governors in the north. But that's as far as it goes.
Nuhu Ribadu is a politician. The job of security, national security advisor, should not be given to a politician.
But that is not the case.
Card carrying member, so he shouldn't have been in that position for. See, once a security man does not fear, he does not have friends when it comes to the law. When it it comes to the law, that is why you employ people who are in their right and can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And not politicians can get a call and they pass judgment immediately. It's not a job. I don't advise that job.
It's not a job.
It should be given to professionals who knows the job.
Professional security men.
Men who knows the job. We have it in the private sector. We have people who have established a security outfit and it's working very well. These are people you can invite. You can give them the appointment and you see things turn around. Not somebody that applied for the office of the presidency. You are giving a national security advisor. What do you want him to do? Though he was trying to be a politician, but he has mixed with politicians, and there's nothing he can do about it. So let's not share them up because they are sharing money. Government should trace that recruitment process and make sure that it is dismantled. If not, it is going to be a wrong signal. Before you know it, not even them in the north, people from the east will join.
Right.
And this thing,
wait a minute. You mean the terrorist group now?
Yes.
Wait.
Not even them. People from the east volunteer to join because of the financial inducement.
Oh my goodness. I never thought about it like that.
You know what the country is suffering. Everybody is trying to make out ends. And somebody is offering you 1 million to come and join them. Which you leave your family when we have vulnerable
Oh my
children.
goodness.
We have vulnerable children. So government should start that recruitment process and make sure it does not work. Because if that works, that means they are going to have headquarters all over the state. They are going to have headquarters all over the state. Even the local government, they are going to have even to the local government because the process will extend to the local.
If someone takes over your biggest military base, your military training camp, what other way would they need to announce to you that they have come to stay?
That's the problem. That's the problem we are having. So they should thwart that recruitment process and make sure it does not work. If not, we are in danger. If it does, we are in danger because I know that those motorbikes, those people, those guys who sleep in the motorbike, who have never slept in a room for 1 day, and you offer them 1 million, they will not even wait at the moment. They will rush to it. You go to Holy Ghost, you see all these children they are breeding.
I can hear you. I hear you, Justice. I hear you.
They will join immediately. So it's a wrong signal that should be tackled immediately. If not, we are in a danger. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. This Justice's take on the Lukarawa's recruitment tactic in the north is probably we all haven't probably looked at it properly, but Justice is making a very, very scary point this morning, talking about other people joining. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. I'm the boys good. I'm calling from Kokam.
Welcome, boys good.
Hello.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hello.
The boy is good.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Kokam.
Welcome.
Hold on. You are deceiving ourselves. Mostly the common men and those who, not those who are ruling us, but those who, now we, what did they do? We are deceiving ourselves, to say the truth.
Explain it to me, please.
Because how can a civilian kidnap government? A civilian kidnap government is good. A civilian kidnap government in the northern side. They kidnap, go to school and kidnap students. I take them away. Where are them? Are they in second heaven? Or what? Third world war? Or the dead country? Where are them? They went to school and kidnapped students. Many times. Not third, not second, not third. Where are they? You have police, you have soldiers, you have navy, you have everything. You have the helicopter and the tanks and everything to go to the war. They kidnap students. Government is around and they want to fit. You are still talking and gospel. Where is the government to help us with the navy? If you say that right now, they fly on the air. They don't go and they tell the way they're there. They kidnap students up to getting to 1 year, 2 years, 3 years now. Keep on, because all of this. What is the government? What is the government with their corrupt and their satellite? We are seeing ourselves in this country. We're tired of reading us, let us give us our plan, let us go. It's too much that a civilian can kidnap government, because the government is cool. The government are away. They go to school and kidnap students and take them away. Up to now, I never see them. We have a copter, we have soldiers, we have civilians, you have jet, navies, the helicopter, and the detective of the knowledge on satellite. What are them? We never see us to rule this country. We are just cottage. More people like a vegetable. And the founder of Nigeria are very careless, and they create for the farm they have in Nigeria to maintain their farm. We are farm of the founder of Nigeria.
Oh dear.
We are the farm. If you have a farm, you go there every 6 months or 3 months to cut the grasses, to like a cassava or a yam to grow well. Nigeria is a farm. So those who find us, whether a British or anywhere, I don't know what to call them. Look at the bush, if the farm, dying, going with the grasses, don't know which one is which. Other than a grass that is food or the yam, nothing is doing well in Nigeria. And part of Nigeria is smoking on us, smoking on Nigeria. You are suffering. Can't buy something now in the market now. Constitution has spent now at 6,000 or 7,000.
Yes.
The highest currency in Nigeria cannot buy fuel. The highest currency in Nigeria cannot buy a liter of fuel.
It is true.
1,002 now.
It is true.
Dangote have deceived. They have used Dangote to save fuel high. So too you are producing in our country. My God. God, where are you? Where are you, God of Nigeria, or God of Israel? Where are you? Why are you living us like this? You are suffering and smiling. Our Christian told us, I get your child and so by but consider you people. That's what we are doing now. You are sitting at punishment with a happy mind to carry it easily. That's what I see now. You cannot somebody, civilian cannot government.
The boy is good. I have to let you go. I am right there with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is the voice of the Nigerian people. That is our voice as a collective right now. It's devastating. It's confusing. It's asking too many questions. And I hope that the people we are talking to are listening and that they would try to answer some of our questions, no matter how difficult they are seeming. Insecurity is something that I am pleading with the government to please look into. One cannot have strangers run them out of their own homes. It does not make any sense. It is a national embarrassment if we will let these foreign bodies come and tell us what to do in our own country. Remember, never to negotiate with terrorists. My name is Mavis. I'll see you again on Monday, 9 a.m. till 10. Keep a date and be good to yourself today and to your neighbors. Good morning.